I'm so glad I won the Meet a Subscriber contest. Being a top spender has its perks.
You know, I just love doing charity work.
Yeah, I'm just so glad to see that you're a real person. I was a little worried that you were an AI based off Jill from Resident Evil. But now I feel secure in the fact that I left my wife and kids for the chance to meet you.
You thought I was AI? That's crazy. Of course I am a real human.
Yeah.
Human.
Honey, please take me back. I'm so sorry. I think at this point everyone knows what dead internet theory is, but if you don't...
The dead internet theory claims that much of the internet is now filled with AI-generated content, bots, and algorithmically amplified noise, rather than genuine human interaction.
And to prove that point, I had ChatGPT write that summary. I fully believe in this theory, especially given the topic we're going to talk about today. And that's everyone's two favorite things, OnlyFans and AI content. But what happens when these two things fuse together to create man-made horrors beyond our comprehension? We get today's topic, AI OF girls. Wake the fuck up, Gooner. We got a conspiracy to uncover. So initially when I wrote this video, it was meant to be a funny ha-ha sort of video about AI OnlyFans girls because they're not that hard to come by if you go looking for them. But this one account that I found, do not comment on how small that picture is. I thought it would be bigger when I printed it out. But this one account that I found that I thought was going to be just another AI slot page took me down a rabbit hole I did not expect. And if I'm being honest with you, I still don't know completely what's going on. But I am going to go crazy if I don't talk about it, so that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. Anyways, back to old me to finish the intro. What's poppin', Fortnite gamers? It's your boy Brandon Abstrxct. Now, the existence of AI OnlyFans girls should surprise no one. Unironically, the two big things that move technology forward are porn and war. And we got a lot of that going on right now. However, since this isn't a 6-hour-long video essay, we're not gonna go all the way back in history to figure out how we got to this point. We are gonna start where all great modern stories start. Instagram Reels. You see, I was scrolling through my Reels when Instagram decided to throw some gooner bait at me, which is how I discovered the account we're gonna talk about today. And that account is... Now, real quickly to defend myself, it is a universal male experience for Instagram to throw gooner bait at you randomly to see if you'll interact with it. Like, I have a friend who is a flaming homosexual, and even he will get hit with reels randomly of hot women. Because in Instagram's head, they're like, sure, you're gay, but you're still a man, right? See, my reels are typically just cats, dumb memes, and Dan Henschel. But then I swiped up, and this reel hit me like an RKO out of nowhere.
Good Lord, someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey.
Now, hopefully we can all tell that this is AI, I hope. There are three big things that stand out to me in between the cuts. Like the eyes on her tattoo randomly gaining color, her left thigh having a tattoo that wasn't there before, and her right thigh just has a completely different tattoo. I quickly went to the comments to see what people were saying about this post, and luckily the first comment was pointing out all the flaws that I saw. But every other comment, hell yes, I would marry you if you want me to. If I wasn't in love with my love, I wouldn't pass by you without starting a conversation with you. Wanting more than just talking. Ugh, fine, but we're getting mozzarella sticks. You know, the first two are sad, but at least the last one has standards. More men should not be putting out unless there's mozzarella sticks on the table. But yeah, this comment section made me feel like an overwhelming sense of sadness about where we're at as a society, especially given that most of these comments are from real men, but there are a couple AI comments in here too. We'll get to that in a bit, but let's talk a bit more about what a typical post on this page looks like. So the whole background for this Ally character is that she's a goth bartender at a dive bar, so obviously she has a thing for blue-collar men. And that one post I just played you before is essentially 99% of the post on this page.
Good Lord, someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey.
Every post is to that one track that goes,
Well, someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey.
and have her in the bar wearing lingerie, essentially recording softcore porn. I know Hooters exists. Like, does it actually still exist? I don't know. It doesn't look like it will exist for much longer, but it's still there. Anyways, unless this is a strip club, there's no way any bar would allow her to wear these outfits. If you were in the bar while she was recording these clips, let's just say the beer wouldn't be the only thing causing a yeasty smell in there.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
For reference, out of the last 40 posts she made on this page, 30 of them take place in this bar, which is really strange because according to her bio, she's only a part-time bartender. So either she's AI or her worker rights are being violated for all to see. Another interesting thing about this AI is that for some reason when it comes to beer, it can only generate Corona. Like anytime there is a canned or bottled beer in a video, it is a Corona. So I have one big conspiracy that this is all leading to, but one smaller conspiracy I have right now is that Corona is paying for product placement and AI thirst traps, which sounds crazy, but given our current timeline, we're going to get there faster than you think. Do you honestly believe that when AI girlfriends become a thing, companies aren't going to pay a shit ton of money to have the AI push products to the user? Alright, so what, you're an AI and my wife won't take me back. That doesn't change my feelings for you.
Oh, what are those feelings towards me?
Honestly, I think I love you.
Thank you. You know what I love.
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
I really love Raid Shadow Legends.
Now, there is another type of post on this page, which is just her talking into a mirror. But the main thing that gets me about these posts is that she says the most out-of-pocket shit I've ever heard before.
If you want to date me, you need to
Now, the big thing to take away from this, besides whatever she just said, is that that's most definitely a human voice and not an AI voice. And now my mind's racing because I have no idea what's going on. I was fairly certain that this was just a Silicon Valley bro trying to rip people off online so he could eventually sell a scam course about it. But now I had to do a deep investigation into what was going on behind this account. And wouldn't you know it, I found my first big hit really fast. So my first instinct was to go check who this account was following to see if that could lead me anywhere. And for the most part, it was mostly just other AI models, who I will still get to in a bit. I promise it's building up to something. But towards the end of the list is when I saw it. This account, AllyAldenx, was following an account named AllyAldenx. Now this AllyAldenx account only has 108k followers compared to the 128k followers that the original page has. So initially I just thought this was like a second account until I looked closer at the post and realized that this was a real woman. In fact, it is a real woman who looks exactly like the AI one.
What? Hell no.
But one big difference is that she's not a bartender at a blue-collar bar. In fact, there are no references to being a bartender in her bio, and all her videos appear to be taken in her home.
We only humans, girl, we make mistakes. To make it up, I do whatever it takes.
But knowing that this woman is a real person explains why the AI was able to get the look so consistent. You know, for the most part. Because whoever is making this AI content is 100% basing it on this lady. So since the AI account was following this real account, I decided to see if the real account followed it back. And to my surprise, she actually wasn't following her AI doppelganger back. So then I decided to try to find a video on her real account of her speaking to see if it matched up with that AI video, but I couldn't find one after looking for like 20 minutes on her page. So now I'm like, oh shit, maybe some weirdo is making AI content based off this woman without her permission and making a profit off of it. So at this point, I was about to DM the real account to ask her if she knew about the AI account, but that's when I got my next clue. Obviously, due to the nature of both of these accounts, they of course have a link in the bio. The link on the AI account, oh my god. The link on the AI account was a link tree, and the link on the real account was a show all my links. But if you click on either of them, they take you to the same OnlyFans page. So unless this is an ethical gooner who is making content of her but still will send all the people her way so she can make a profit, this pretty much confirms that she's involved with this AI account in some way. But the true confirmation came when I found 2 more accounts of hers.
But wait, there's more.
So the third account I found was called AllyAldenx with a Z. While most of these posts are of the real person, there were some posts that showed off the AI content.
Leave me alone!
Then there are just some straight AI posts, but they're more aligned with who the real person is. No double shots of whiskey were being poured on this account. So on the main AI account, she actually says she's a bartender, but on this account, it's more of just a trend she's doing. That being said, she's still talking about blue-collar men. But there is some diversity with her talking about short kings and nerdy men. So essentially, this page is just woke garbage.
Soda!
And finally, the fourth account I found was just called AllyAldenx. And it seems initially this page started with real content, but at some point it pivoted into being entirely AI generated content. And in case you're wondering, both of these accounts have link trees in the bio and they lead to the same exact OnlyFans page. But unlike the completely real page, these two actually follow the AI account back. So, to recap what we know so far, AllyAldenx is a purely AI account of a goth bartender. AllyAldenx is a real person who the AI account is based on. AllyAldenx is an account that features AI sometimes, but as a trend and not as the actual persona. And AllyAldenx is an account that started as real content and then quickly pivoted into AI slop. And a real quick correction, this account does occasionally feature the bartender persona, like a handful of times, but it's overwhelmingly like not that persona. But you remember how I mentioned that AI Ally was following other AI models? Well, now we need to talk about them to get to the bottom of this conspiracy theory that I'm cooking. It's time to put on your tinfoil hats because I think I blew this case wide open. Now you might say, Brandon, what more could there be to this? Isn't it obvious that Ally just has a second page where she uploads AI slop that she made of herself? And I say, yeah, sure, that's the easy answer. But as I looked into the other AI accounts, a new picture was painted into my mind. A dystopian pictures of horrors and lonely middle-aged men. My theory is that Ally isn't the one operating her AI doppelganger account. However, she is absolutely involved with it as we've proven so far. My theory, based on all the shit I noticed in the AI models pages, is that there is an AI company that specializes in not safe for work content, licensing out the likenesses of real people and splitting the profit with them. Now, once again, real quick to clarify, this is a conspiracy. This isn't a hard truth. I am just gonna lay out what I found using this wall just to show you where I'm coming from. This is to say not to harass anyone I mentioned in this video. This isn't meant to be a hit piece. It's more just me laying out something weird I found on the internet. I personally have nothing against OnlyFans. I think people can do whatever they want with their body, but I do hate AI slop. Now finally onto the AI accounts that AI Ally follows. Now I'm going to order this from what could be just a coincidence to something that just rubs me entirely the wrong way. Like a hand job that you can't come to completion with. It's just pure friction. So the first account I want to talk about is Sophia Aria. While looking into this person, I found 3 accounts that belong to her. I say her because across all 3 pages it's just AI slop. I do want to say that a couple of her pictures look real, but since it's so much AI content, I have no reason to believe that they are. But the weird coincidence to me was the use of an X to denote the difference between 2 accounts, just like Ally does. Now obviously this could just be a coincidence. Using an X in a username is not the craziest thing in the world, which is why I'm not too hard stuck on it, but it is weird that 2 AI models are using the same system. Also, on one of her other accounts, she did a collab with another AI model, which I'm not going to get too much into, but based on how both accounts are set up, it's pretty easy to assume they're run by the same person. Now moving on to the second and third account because they're connected. We have Katya and Polina Quinn, who are essentially the same person, but one is blonde and the other's brunette, which is why they call them twins. Once again, both are obviously AI generated, and also they're both only 2.3 miles away from me.
FBI, open up!
The same person runs both accounts based on how they both have you go to an account that starts with private to actually find the link to their premium page. And everything from that point is exactly the same. Another thing that is exactly the same is their bedrooms. It's always a dark room with pink or purple lighting. And in case you're wondering, yes, their beds completely change in between posts. Another big thing on both of these accounts are teddy bears for some reason. In every bedroom pic, there is always an exuberant amount of teddy bears in the background. And in case you're wondering, yes, the AI absolutely fucks up the teddy bears sometimes. Now I know what you're saying, Brandon, how does this relate to our yeehaw goth bartender? Well, there is one pic on AI Ally's account that has a different setting from the bar. It's her in a dark bedroom with pink lights and teddy bears in the background. And the teddy bears look exactly the same as Katya and Polina's. I mean, just look at the 3 of them side by side. At the very least, you can tell that they're made using the same AI model, since it generated basically the same exact thing. And finally, the last account I want to talk about. This is the account that led me to coming up with this theory, and it's called Honey Wow. Once again, this account is so obviously AI that it hurts. But on this page, I saw a reel that was so familiar that it shook me, and it was this.
Good Lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey.
It is the same exact format as AI Ally. She's in some type of bar. She appears to be a waitress. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey is playing in the background. And it generated a fucking Corona for the beer.
Like, anytime there is a canned or bottled beer in a video, it is a Corona.
So whoever generated this is using the same AI model as Ally and is using the same shtick. And once again, AI Ally follows all these accounts, so it's not just some random accounts trying to steal her format. That being said, I was unable to find any real accounts to match up with these other AI accounts, but I just have such a hard time believing that Ally is the only one based on a real person. If she is, she's most definitely just a prototype of what we're going to see in the future, as she's proven this as a successful venture. But all of these accounts have such similar output that I have to believe there is some crossover in who is running them. Could it be that Ally's running all of these accounts? Sure, but that doesn't make that much sense to me personally. Now, what other evidence do I have to support this theory? None. I have been looking into this so much and I just can't find any more leads. Could it be because this conspiracy theory is insane and my brain has turned into mush from all the AI content I've looked at? Possibly, but you know, it's up to you to decide. So, what did we learn today? The future ain't looking so bright. Now, realistically, it's only Gen X and boomers falling for these pages. I know this because Ally made a post asking her followers what generation they're from, and all these older men showed up in droves. But if AI gets any better, it's going to be a lot harder for all of us to tell. I was already having trouble with some of Sophia Aria's posts, but that also could be due to the fact that I consumed so much AI content for this video, and all the other previous videos I've made about AI. Also, whether all these accounts are just separate occurrences or there's one mastermind behind all of them is still up in the air. I am genuinely at a dead end when it comes to this, and I hate to say that because I know people like conclusive endings in videos. I have searched through all of Ally's other social media like Facebook, Reddit, and TikTok, and actually on her TikTok it's all content of her real self, and the Instagram she links on her TikTok page is her real Instagram account and not the AI one. That being said, I did find her YouTube where she actually talks, and the voice matched up with the AI one that I showed earlier. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I know that AllyAldenx is a real person who has a separate AI account, but she doesn't directly mention that AI doppelganger on any of her real accounts. And her AI account follows a bunch of other AI models who all post content similar to her, but I can't find any real people to match up with them. But yeah, that's about it. Please remember, if you're going to look into this yourself, not to harass anyone I mentioned. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Also, I added memberships to this channel, so for like $5 you get access to videos early and a shout out at the end of the videos. I know this video took a while to get out, but going forward I'm planning on uploading every week or every 2 weeks or so. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Guantanamo Bay.